Everyone to please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight's invocation is being offered by Council Member Dwayne Dominy, who is the guest of Council Member Bedney.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to guide our decision-making process. May you be with us and guide us in our steps, that we may do the best for our city, for our residents, and for this our government as a whole. We ask your guidance and protection in all that we do. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Without objection, we'll suspend the calling of the roll and ask the clerk to record the names of the members present throughout the meeting. Is there a motion for the approval of our March 5th minutes? We have a motion and a second. With no objection, they will stand approved. Madam Clerk, are there any messages from the mayor?
We have no messages from the mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have a presentation this evening. Councilmember Hunt and Councilmember Moore, if you'll go to the lectern.
Council members, my colleagues, before Council Member Hunt, who's helped co-host this evening's event to bring the president of Fisk University, Dr. James Williams, here in his honor, I want to just for him to stand so you all did not get a chance to see him. You all can see him right now. So Dr. James Williams, I present to you the president of Fisk University. Thank you. And now, Councilman Hunt. Dr. Williams has to leave shortly because he's under the weather. So again, I want to thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you, Sandra. You know, this is a resolution recognizing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated upon the occasion of its 100th anniversary. I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things in this council, recognizing very different groups and individuals, but I have known a lot of the members of the Deltas for quite some time, and I have not had the opportunity up until now to recognize the Deltas and its alumni. But I wanted to take this time to say how special it is to do this. Particularly, she's going to hate me when I do it, but one person that I want to recognize that keeps me grounded and pointed in the right direction, my wife, Kathy Hunt. Stand, Kathy. Now, whereas founded by 22 women at Howard University on January 13th, 1913, with the express purpose of using their collective strength to make strides in promoting academic excellence, public service, and social activism, and whereas Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in 1930 and continues to be a testament of its founders' vision through strength, commitment, and dedication to sisterhood, public service, and scholarship. And whereas the Nashville Alumni Chapter is one of over 900 chapters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, representing more than 250,000 predominant African American college-educated women from the United States and around the world, all celebrating national and local centennial activities, and whereas it is fitting and proper that the Metropolitan Council recognize the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated upon the occasion of its 100th anniversary, and those of the Nashville Alumni Chapter for their dedication and commitments to education excellence and public service for their historic contribution to the communities and this nation. And therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County. The Metropolitan Council hereby goes on record as recognizing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated upon the occasion of its 100th anniversary. Section 2, the Metropolitan Council Office is directed to prepare a copy of this resolution to be presented to Olivia M. Cloud, President of the Nashville Alumni Chapter, and on behalf of all its members. And Section 3, the resolution shall take effect from and after its adoption, the welfare of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County requiring it, sponsored by Walter Hunt, District 3, and Sandra Moore, District 17. And I don't want to get that wrong because I got to live with this woman. But anyway, Olivia, I should say Reverend Cloud and her guests, I present you this certificate on behalf of the Metropolitan Council, signed Walter Hunt, District 3, Sandra Moore, District 17, and our special signature of Van Neighbors, Vice Mayor. Okay.
To Councilman Hunt, to Council Lady Moore, and to Vice Mayor Neighbors, thank you, and to all the council members, thank you so much for honoring us in this way. It's a special year for us in Delta Sigma Theta, and as we celebrate our 100th, Nashville Alumni Chapter is nearing our 83rd anniversary, a year of existence in the Nashville community. So Delta Sigma Theta has a long, long history with Nashville. We're grateful to have friends like Mr. Hunt and Ms. Moore and all of you who are there to help us out when we call on you. So always remember the ladies in red. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Anthony Davis.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I had 3 confirmations this evening to run through. First, for the Action Commission, the Rules Committee had a reappointment of Ms. Sarah Longheim, and the committee recommended her 5-4-0 against, and I'd like to ask for her approval, please.
Have a motion.
Motion for her approval.
And a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Thought that was a motion. Thank you. Arts Commission is the next one. First-time appointment of Mrs. Hope Stringer. The committee recommended her 5-4-0 against. I would like to move her approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Finally, for the Fire and Building Codes Appeals Board, we had a first-time appointment of Mr. Rich McCoy. Committee recommended Mr. McCoy 6-4-0 against. I'd like to move his approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Sarah Longheim, Hope Stringer, Rich McCoy. On behalf of the entire Metropolitan Council, thank you for your willingness to donate your time and your expertise for our great city. Thank you very much. Councilmember Garrett.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. Just so that folks don't call me, next week we have an appointment to the CATV Special Committee of Mr. Tim Garrett to that committee, and that's not me. Just so that y'all will see when you see that on your desk.
Duly noted. Next, we are at resolutions on public hearing. The first one is RS 2013-618. It exempts Wiener Fest Restaurant and Bar located at 117 28th Avenue North from the minimum distance requirements for obtaining a beer permit. Councilmember Langster.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. Move to open the public hearing, please.
Please raise your hand if you're in support. Thank you. Please raise your hand if you're in opposition. Seeing no one in opposition, does anyone in support wish to speak? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Councilmember Langster.
With that, Vice Mayor, I move for approval, please.
We need one committee report. Councilmember Bennett.
Thank you. Public Safety approved 6-4-0 against.
Thank you. Now, Councilmember Langster.
Move for approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. We're now to our consent agenda. I will tell you the two that are not on consent, and then I will read those that are, and you can tell me if there are any we need to pull. And when you give your committee reports, you do not need to give a report for the ones that are not on consent. The first one is RS 2013-628, and then the other one is 2013-630. 2013-619 authorizes the issuance and sale of general obligation improvement bonds in an amount not to exceed $405 million. 620 approves an initial resolution providing for the issuance of up to $500 million in water and sewer revenue bonds. 621 supplements substitute resolution 2010-1442 to authorize the issuance of water and sewer revenue bonds in the amount not to exceed $300 million and authorizes the use of available water and sewer funds to decrease the outstanding revenue bonds, Series 2008B. 622 approves a state grant to the Metro Board of Health to provide care coordination services for the Children's Special Service Program. 623 appropriates state grant funds to the Metro Action Commission to provide after-school meals and snacks for at-risk students. 624 approves an amendment to a state grant for bioterrorism preparedness service. 625 approves an agreement with the Cookeville Police Department for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigations of internet crimes against children. 626 approves an agreement with the Dixon County Sheriff's Office for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigations of internet crimes against children. 627 approves an agreement with the Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with the investigations of internet crimes against children. 626 approves an amendment to a lease agreement between the state and Metro government for use of a portion of the Tennessee Preparatory School campus. Do any of these need to be pulled? Councilmember Evans.
Madam Vice Mayor, could I pull 619, 620, and 621?
Any others? Okay, I will now have committee reports. Councilmember Matthews.
Budget and Finance on 622 through 629 approved, 11-4-0 against.
Thank you. Councilmember Bedney.
RS 2013-629 was approved, 6-4-0 against.
Councilmember Weiner.
Health Hospital Social Services approved, 7-4-0 against.
Thank you. Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, and Historic approved 2013-629, 904.
Councilmember Bennett.
Public Safety approved 625 through 627, 6-4-0 against.
Thank you. Councilmember Councilmember Potts. Try again.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Public Works voted to approve RS 2013-631, 940 against.
Thank you. Councilmember Anthony Davis.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. We'll now go back to RS 2013-619, authorizes the issuance and sale of general obligation improvement bonds in the amount not to exceed $405 million. Councilmember Matthews.
Yes, Budget and Finance approved 11-4, 0 against. I'd like to move approval with a couple of questions.
We have a motion and a second. Councilmember?
Yes. Mr. Cooper, if you could you explain to the rest of the council if this particular piece of legislation will help to fund the East-West Connector?
No, this bond issue only addresses projects that have previously been approved by the council. And the East-West Connector has not been approved as part of any capital plan that has come to the council to date. So no, none of these funds could be used for that purpose.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Riebling, could you confirm that?
Yes, Councilman, I agree with Mr. Cooper's explanation 100%.
All right, thank you. I'd like to renew my motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Councilmember Evans.
I just need to be recorded as a no because it doesn't comply with our debt management policy, and I'm not in agreement with the reasons for departure from the policy stated in the resolution, and that's going to be my reason for the other two as well.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we're ready for a vote. We're going to need a machine vote, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it's working. Has everyone voted? Madam Clerk, will you close the machine and tally the vote?
29 aye, 4 no, 1 abstention.
Motion passes. Next is RS 2013-620, approves an initial resolution providing for the issuance of up to $500 million in water and sewer revenue bonds. Councilmember Matthews.
Budget and Finance approved 11-4, 0 against, and I'd like to move approval.
Have a motion and a second. Councilmember Evans.
I just need to be recorded as a no for the reasons previously stated.
Okay, we're ready for a vote. It will be a machine vote. Has everyone voted? Madam Clerk, will you close the machine and tally the vote?
29 aye, 4 no, 1 abstention.
Motion passes. Next is RS 2013-621, supplement substitute resolution RS 2010-1442 to authorize the issuance of water and sewer revenue bonds in the amount not to exceed $300 million and authorizes the use of available water and sewer funds to decrease the outstanding revenue bonds, Series 2008B. Councilmember Matthews.
Budget and Finance approved 11-4, 0 against. I'd like to move approval.
Have a motion and a second. Councilmember Evans.
Ditto to the previous statements.
So noted. We'll need machine vote. Madam Clerk, please close the machine and tally the vote.
29 aye, 4 no, 1 abstention.
Motion passes. Next, we will go to 628, approves an amendment to an agreement between Metro Government and Stallman Redevelopment Partners, LLC, for the use of up to 175 parking spaces in the courthouse parking garage to extend the term of the agreement for 7 years. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, Vice Mayor, I would like to ask for...
We need some committee reports first.
Okay.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Thank you. Councilmember Matthews.
Budget and Finance approved 11-4, 0 against.
Councilmember Harrison.
Traffic and Parking deferred by rules.
Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, I would like to ask for a suspension of the rules for this one. I made it to one committee. The other committee, I was dealing with some other issues. I would like to ask for suspension of the rules, and if Mr. Riebling could explain the importance of this bill.
Is there any objection to a suspension of the rules? Seeing none, Mr. Riebling.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Council. This is a request by the developer of the Stallman Building Apartments, and it simply extends the term of the agreement for the parking in the courthouse garage. The timing importance of this is he's working on the refinancing of that project, and this agreement has to be amended before he can proceed with the refinance and lock into the rates and close on the loan. So in order to expedite his ability to lock in at low interest rates is why we were trying to get this considered this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Move for approval.
Is there a second? Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no.
Thank you.
Motion passes. RS 2013-630 approves the election of certain notaries public for Davidson County. Councilmember Anthony Davis.
We have an amendment on this. That's housekeeping, I believe, and the Rules Committee voted 4-0 against on the amendment. And I'd like to move that, please.
We have a motion for approval on the amendment and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Opposed, no. The amendment passes.
For the resolution itself, Rules Committee also voted 4-0 against. I'd like to move approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor of the bill as amended, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. We're now at the items on our consent agenda. Do any of the, our bills on first reading, are there any of those that need to be pulled? Seeing none, is there a motion for their approval? Have a motion and a second for the bills on introduction and first reading. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-380 amends the Metro Code to provide notices to residents whenever evacuation work is being done that impacts their property. Councilmember Glover.
Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Potts.
Public Works voted to approve 9-4-0 against.
Councilmember Glover.
Move the amendment.
We have a motion and a second on the amendment. On the substitute?
Substitute, I'm sorry.
All in favor of the substitute, please say aye. Opposed, no. Substitute passes.
Move the bill as substituted.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-381 requires periodic reports regarding the energy and water savings of Metro government buildings and facilities constructed using sustainable building principles and practices. Councilmember Tiger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee report, please.
Councilmember Pridemore.
Codes, Fair, and Farmers Market voted 4-0 against of approval.
Thank you. Councilmember Tiger.
I would first move an amendment that takes care of the reporting period time and a couple of other suggestions from Council Lady Allen and the Codes Committee.
Have a motion and a second on the amendment. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. The amendment passes. Councilman.
Move the bill as amended.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor of the bill as amended, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-388 repeals the residency requirement for liquor license applicants. Councilmember Pridemore.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. Committee reports.
Councilmember Bennett.
Public Safety approved, 6-4-0 against.
Councilmember Pridemore.
Move for approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-389 amends the Metro Code pertaining to animals running at large. Councilmember Bennett.
Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Gilmore.
All right, good deal. Parks and Recreation approved actually voted to defer for one meeting, 4-0 against.
Thank you.
Move to defer one meeting, please.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second for a one meeting deferral. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-390 amends the Metro Code requiring notice of parking fees to be posted at parking lots and garages. Councilmember Bennett.
Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Harrison.
Traffic and Parking voted to approve 5-0 against.
Thank you. Councilmember Bennett.
Move approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-391 approves the abandonment of 830 linear feet of an existing 8-inch public water main and easements and to accept 196 linear feet of an 8-inch public water main, public fire hydrant, and an easement on property located at 4040 Armory Oaks Drive. Councilmember Potts.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Councilmember Potts.
Public Works voted to approve 9-4, 0 against, and I move approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. We're now at bills on third reading. BL 2013-370 makes provisions to 71 acres of the Salemtown Neighborhood Conservation Overlay District to properties located along 3rd Avenue North, 4th Avenue North, 5th Avenue North, 6th Avenue North, 7th Avenue North, Buchanan Street, Coffee Street, Garfield Street, and Hume Street. Councilmember Gilmore.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I am going to move for a deferral.
What committee report?
Okay.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Committee reports.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Thank you. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, thank you again. I'm going to move to defer one meeting with a brief explanation.
We have a motion and a second.
Sure. Okay, I just wanted to thank everyone in the Salemtown neighborhood who has worked on this. It's been a lot of work. I printed up a handout so that everyone can see. You should have it on your desk or you should receive it. We've had 22 meetings. They started in January the 7th, and they've gone all the way up until March the 15th, or actually up until yesterday. Tim Walker was still meeting with President Freddie O'Connell and some other residents. So I just want to thank everybody for their hard work and just to let everybody know that the process did go forth. Okay, so let's not deny that the process did not go forth, but want to continue to keep the neighbors engaged and informed. And we really want to thank everyone for working so hard on this. And we'll continue to work on it. And I look forward to us moving this, but just deferring it for one meeting. And I really want to thank the neighborhood for coming together. I appreciate that. And with that, no further comments. Thank you so much.
We have a motion and a second for a one meeting deferral. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-371 changes .7 acres from R6 to SP zoning for property located at 502 Southgate Avenue to permit up to 9 residential dwellings. Councilmember Moore.
Committee report.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning voted 9-4, 0 against.
Councilmember Moore.
I move for approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-372 changes .97 acres from CF to MUIA zoning for property located at 2007 Terrace Place. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, I would like to move for approval.
I need one committee report from Councilmember Claiborne.
Right. Committee report.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Councilmember Gilmore.
Move for approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-373 changes 4.42 acres from CL to SP zoning for property located at 5110 Ashland City Highway to permit motorcycle sales, automobile sales, and all uses permitted by the CL zoning district. Councilmember Matthews.
Committee reports.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Councilmember Matthews.
I'd like to move approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Without objection, we'll take 374 and 375 together. 374 changes 1.6 acres from AR2A to CS zoning for property located at Murfreesboro Pike unnumbered at the southeast corner of Murfreesboro Pike and Pinhook Road. 375 makes provisions for an urban design overlay district to establish building and site design standards at the southeast corner of Murfreesboro Pike and Pinhook Road. Councilmember Duvall.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted 9-0 to defer by rule, both 374 and 375.
Thank you. Councilmember Duvall.
I'd like to defer by rule, please, one meeting.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Thank you.
BL 2013-376 amends the downtown code by adding regulations for signage. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, committee reports, please.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Thank you. Councilmember Gilmore.
Move for approval.
Is there a substitute?
Yes, there is a substitute. I would like to move the substitute.
Is there a motion? There's a motion. Is there a second? All in favor of the substitute, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Substitute passes. Councilmember Gilmore.
I would like to move the substitute, please.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the bill as substituted, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-377 approves Amendment Number 9 to the Capitol Mall Redevelopment Project Plan, Amendment Number 6 to the Rutledge Hill Redevelopment Plan, Amendment Number 4 to the Phillips Jackson Street Redevelopment Plan, and Amendment Number 4 to the Arts Center Redevelopment Plan. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, committee reports, please.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted on March the 4th to approve 10-0.
Councilmember.
Yes, I'd like to move. I'm trying to see, was it a substitute bill with this as well? No, okay. Well, then I would just like to move for approval then.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Next is BL 2013-378, changes 2.0 acres from OR 20 to SP zoning for properties located at 2400 Crestmore Road and at 3813 and 3815 Cleghorn Avenue to permit all uses of the MUGA district except for those uses specified on the plan as prohibited and utilizing most bulk standards in the MUGA district. Councilmember Todd.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Claiborne.
Planning, Zoning, Historic voted to approve 9-0.
Councilmember Todd.
I would move approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-379 amends the Metro Code pertaining to the keeping of chickens on community garden property within the Gallatin Pike Specific Plan Zoning District. Councilmember Scott Davis.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval.
We have a motion and a second. Do you wish to say anything?
No.
Okay. I didn't know you were. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-382 relinquishes Metro government's interest in the Green Hills Branch Library property. Councilmember Gilmore.
Yes, I'd like to move for approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-383 adopts the 2013 to 2018 Consolidated Plan for Housing and Community Development and to submit the 2013 through 2018 Consolidated Plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Councilmember Scott Davis.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I do have an amendment to submit. I'm going to be asking for a suspension of the rules. All we're doing with the amendment is reaffirming our commitment to follow the federal guidelines when promoting diversity and inclusion with small businesses and women and African Americans and Hispanics within this process.
And everyone has the amendment, I believe, on your desk. Is there any objection to a suspension of the rules? Seeing none, Councilman.
Yes, I'd like to move the amendment.
Do you have a committee report?
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, it's already been approved. I apologize. We have a motion and a second on the amendment. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The amendment passes.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move the bill with the amendment.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Next is BL 2013-384, adopts the 2013 analysis of impediments to fair housing choice and authorizes its submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Councilmember Davis.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-385 approves the abandonment of 92 linear feet of existing 8-inch sewer main and associated easements and to accept one public sewer manhole on the property located at 2300 Franklin Pike. Councilmember Moore.
I'd like to move for approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-386 amends the official street and alley acceptance and maintenance map by abandoning Ransom Avenue right-of-way and easement. Councilmember Allen.
I'd like to move for approval, please.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. BL 2013-387 amends the official street and alley acceptance and maintenance map by abandoning a portion of alley number 555 right-of-way and easements. Councilmember Langster.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With all the committee reports being in, I move for approval.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. Next is a memorializing resolution, RS 2013-631, requests the Tennessee Valley Authority to revise its current vegetation management policy in order to prevent the clear cutting and removal of all trees 15 feet high or taller located within the TVA easements containing transmission lines. Councilmember Todd.
Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Potts.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Public Works voted to approve 9-4, against.
Thank you. Councilmember Todd.
Thank you. I would move approval.
Have a motion and a second. Councilmember Bedning.
Yeah, I want to stand in support of this resolution. TVA does that a lot in farms in my district, and they cut the trees and then they leave them there, and farmers have to ride their horses and stuff in between all that rotting wood. And so I appreciate you doing this. It's important for at least my community, I think Nashville in general, but I just wanted to wholeheartedly support this resolution. Thank you very much.
All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. We have one late filed resolution. Councilmember Stein, what's the nature of the emergency?
The nature of the emergency is that we were not informed of the state legislative action until after the filing deadline, and they're actually going to take action, at least in committee, on this issue prior to our next meeting.
Is there any objection? Seeing none, Councilmember.
Committee report.
Councilmember Anthony Davis.
Rules.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Rules Committee voted supported 6-4, against.
Thank you. This resolution opposes SB 1285 and House Bill 1204, which would amend the law governing metropolitan governments in Tennessee to allow satellite cities to have all the powers of a separate city. Councilmember Stein.
I move approval with a brief comment.
Have a motion and a second. Councilman.
Thank you, members of the council. This late resolution opposes the state legislation that will amend the law governing metropolitan governments. It effectively will change our charter without folks in Davidson County voting to change our charter. And whether one agrees or disagrees with what powers satellite cities should have, I think we could all probably agree that we have a pretty good process to change our charter, and this certainly circumvents this, and this would put this council on record requesting the legislature to oppose such legislation. And I renew my motion.
We have a motion and a second. Councilmember Garrett.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. On behalf of Councilmember Pardue and myself, we'd just like to remind folks that the city of Ridgetop and the city of Goodlettsville did not sign the letter requesting this.
Thank you, Councilman Garrett. Councilmember Todd.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I would like to thank Councilman Stein for bringing this legislation. I have 2 of the satellite cities in my district, and I think if we want to fix this problem, if the satellite cities think they need some additional powers, they should come to the council, and we could adopt a resolution here, giving a satellite city maybe a judge or giving them a building inspector or something like that. But I think that's the way to go, rather than having people that don't even live in Davidson County try to amend our charter. So I applaud Councilman Stein for bringing this.
Thank you, Councilman Todd. Councilmember Claiborne.
Thank you. I want to thank you for bringing this forward also, and would like to make a request that the letter be available for all council members to sign tonight, if that's possible, before they leave.
It's a resolution, and the clerk has it if you want to sign
At
up.
the desk up here. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor, please say aye.